I think this Matchbox Mercedes-Benz is going to be a good candidate for our next custom. I think it'd look really cool after sitting in a field for about 25 years. I'm using a 9/64 drill bit to remove the flange of the pillars. I'll follow up with a 5/32 drill bit. A little assist with a screwdriver and the base should pop right off. I really liked the paint scheme on this car, but I wanted a totally different color. I'll let it soak in some citrus stripper for a day or so. 24 hours later and it should be ready to clean. This is just plain tap water. If the water is too warm, the stripper will get stringy as you're about to see. Clean it in room temperature water. I'll use some compressed air to finish removing the stripper. Lastly, I'll use a burr bit to remove the remainder of the pillar flange. I'll use a 1/16 drill bit to drill the pillars. Later, I'll use some self-tapping screws to secure the chassis to the body. I'll leave a link in the description for items used in this custom. Now I'll use the wire wheel to clean up the body before giving it a coat of paint. I've decided to use a light tan color as the base coat. After a cleaning in some isopropyl alcohol, the body is ready to paint. I'm going to go with a light tan color for this custom. It really should make some of the weathering and rust stand out. Now it's time to age the tires a bit. I'll use some amber gray acrylic paint to do the job. There's nothing precise about this step, just apply a generous amount to achieve the look you're going for. With the tires painted, we can go ahead and assemble the chassis to the body since I won't be painting the chassis this time. First I'll use a tap to create threads in the pillars, then secure everything with the body screws. Now I'll use some woodland brown acrylic paint to begin adding rust. Again, there is no right way or wrong way to do this. Just keep applying until you achieve the desired look. Keep in mind that a little goes a long way. The paint will look totally different once it cures. This is always my favorite part of the process. You never really know what you're going to end up with. Work with what you have. We'll finish up with a little wash. Again, it'll look totally different once the paint cures. Remember to add some vertical lines to enhance the natural weathering process. Now we'll set it aside and begin working on the base of the display. This process will begin like all previous displays, so I won't go into great detail. I'll secure the base to my working glass with some painter's tape, apply a generous amount of white glue, then sprinkle over my sifted backyard dirt. Once I have a good covering of dirt, I'll give it a spritz of isopropyl alcohol, then apply my mixture of 3 parts water and 1 part white glue. This will keep everything secure when it cures. After I've applied the glue and water mixture, I'll give it one last dusting of sifted backyard dirt, then set it aside to cure. It's important to remove the tape after 25 minutes or so. It should end up looking something like this. If you aren't subscribed to our channel yet, please take a moment to do so. Once the glue is cured, I'll tape it back down to my working glass. Now it's time to start putting everything together. I'll first apply another coat of white glue, then start applying some greenery. I'll only apply the glue in areas that I'll be applying the fine turf. After I've laid down the fine turf, I'll sprinkle some chopped basil leaves to simulate fallen leaves. Next, I'll give everything a spritz of isopropyl alcohol, then apply my mixture of 3 parts water, 1 part white glue. And now, a little white glue to secure the car to the base. Before I set it aside to cure, I'll apply a few pieces of dried moss. Again, this process is mostly random. Apply the moss anywhere you want to simulate dried brush. You should end up with something that looks like this. Now it's time to set it aside and let the glue cure. I'll trim some of the moss once the glue has cured. Be sure to remove the tape after 30 minutes or so. For this next step, you don't have to tape down the base, I do it just to make it easier to work on. Now, I'll apply some pastel chalk dust to dirty everything up a bit. For the finishing touches, I'll add some taillights and some headlights. Usually, I'll do this in an earlier step, this time, I just forgot. I think it's time to call this one finished. It's hard to believe that I started this one back in June. I kept putting it on the back burner to work on other projects and eventually lost interest in it. Luckily, I've had some time the past couple of days to blow the dust off of it and finally finish it. It's not one of my best or one of my favorites, but it was good practice to help hone my skills. Anyhow, I really hope that you enjoyed the video and maybe learned some useful tips. If you did, please take a second to give the video a thumbs up, it's the only way to ensure future videos. You can also subscribe, share or anything you'd like to help promote our channel. We're always doing some neat projects. Thanks again for watching, take care and look for another video soon.